Okay, so here's a weird question for you. Have you ever really thought about how old your eyeballs are? Specifically, that main protein in the lens. It's been sitting right there, same one since you were basically still being assembled in the womb. It's got to be like the oldest piece of kit in your entire body, right? And well, guess what?
Hmm.
Over time, that antique starts getting hit by two big problems. It literally starts to rust out, corrosion, and at the same time, it gets gunked up with sticky sugar. Fun times. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving into cataracts, that widespread issue of the eye's lens getting all frosted over. And we're looking at something pretty interesting, a natural approach that some research suggests might actually help fix and protect it. There's a lot here, so let's maybe start with just how big of a problem this actually is.
Oh, the scale is. It's huge. Definitely not some niche thing. The numbers are pretty stark, really. I mean, statistically right now, about 1 in 4 people over 65 has a cataract.
1 in 4.
Wow. Yeah, and then bump that age up to 80, and it jumps to 1 in 2, half the people. And it keeps happening. Around 28,000 people worldwide get diagnosed with cataracts every single day.
That's just massive. So many people suddenly looking at life through, what, like a permanently smudged window. There's got to be more than just annoying, right? It changes everything.
It really does. The lens gets frosted, yeah.
Yeah.
That description is spot on, like trying to see through dirty glass all the time. But if we understand why it's happening, maybe we can figure out how to tackle it.
Okay, let's get into the why then. You mentioned this core protein crystal.
Yeah.
Super old, super organized, made way back when. What's actually attacking it?
Well, it's getting hit from two sides. First, there's oxidative stress. You called it rusting out, and that's a pretty good analogy. Corrosion, basically. Think of like metal left outside. It just breaks down from exposure and time. And the real kicker, crystallin never gets replaced, not like your skin cells or liver cells. So once it's damaged for good.
Right, so structural breakdown, the rust.
Yeah.
But you said two things. What's the other attacker? Something about sugar.
Exactly. Glycation. You hear this term a lot with blood sugar issues. It's basically when a sugar molecule, usually glucose, chemically bonds to a protein. And it's permanent, like super glue. Once that sugar is stuck on there, the protein is damaged, essentially unusable.
Wow, biological superglue. Can't just wipe it off then.
Nope. Permanent chemical change. And that's key, right? Because it helps explain why people with diabetes often get cataracts much earlier.
Ah, because they have more glucose floating around. More glue.
Precisely. More fuel for that sticking process. And of course, just general aging speeds it up too. Oh, and using steroids, like prednisone, that's another accelerator.
Okay, so this ancient, irreplaceable protein is rusting and getting sugar-coated thanks to life, basically.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty grim for clear vision. But you hinted there might be something we can do, something that fights back.
Yeah, this is where it gets hopeful. There's this compound, carnosine. It's a really potent antioxidant naturally. And the idea is that it can get into the lens, help dissolve the damaged cloudy proteins. And, this is important, it also seems to kickstart the body's own antioxidant defenses. So it helps clean up and protect against future rust.
Carnosine. Okay, so if it's so great, why can't I just, grab some carnosine eye drops and be done with it? Seems too easy.
Yeah, good question. Unfortunately, it's not quite that simple. The eye is really well protected. It has these fatty membranes and fluid barriers to keep stuff out. Plain carnosine just can't get through deep enough to reach the lens where the crystallin actually is.
Ah, so it needs like a secret handshake, a way to sneak past the bouncers.
Sort of, yeah. We need a delivery system. And the specific form that seems to work is N-acetylcarnosine, or NAC for short.
NAC. Oh, okay. What's the N-acetyl part do?
That's the key, the secret handshake. Adding that N-acetyl group makes the whole molecule more fat-soluble. Since the eye structures have these fatty membranes, the NAC form can actually get through the fluids, navigate those fatty walls, and get deep inside the lens.
So the N-acetyl part is like the Trojan horse. It gets it inside the gates.
Exactly. And once it's inside, deep in the eye fluid, the molecule breaks apart, it drops the N-acetyl key, and boom, pure, active carnosine is released right where it needs to be to start working on that damaged protein.
Clever. A little time-release delivery system.
It's a pretty neat mechanism.
Okay, but does it work?
Yeah.
Like, in reality? Or is this just cool science on paper?
Well, the early research looked really promising, proof of concept stuff.
Yeah.
Some scientists in Moscow used 1% SE eye drops in experiments, and they found, it reached the inner eye, got to the lens, pretty quickly, actually, like 15 to 30 minutes. And once there, it broke down into carnosine and started countering that glycation damage.
Okay, and crucially, any problems, side effects?
Nope. Zero side effects reported in those initial studies, which was encouraging enough that they suggested NAC could be useful not just for standard cataracts, but maybe other eye issues too, like complications from diabetes.
Right. Which brings us to people. Human studies.
Yep, that's the really relevant bit. There was a study with 49 volunteers, average age about 65, all with existing age-related cataracts. They used those 1% NAC drops consistently.
Okay, let's hear it. The 6-month results sound like the big ones. What happened?
They were pretty impressive, especially for a natural compound, you know. After 6 months, 41% of the eyes they treated showed a significant measurable reduction in how cloudy the lens was. The lens actually got clearer.
Wow, okay. Physically clearer. What about how well people could actually see?
Even better. 90% 9 neuro showed gradual improvement in their vision clarity.
90%.
Yeah, and maybe the most dramatic thing was glare. Sensitivity to glare. Get this. 89% showed improvement in glare sensitivity, with many improving up to 100%.
Wait, 100% improvement in glare.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's the difference between being blinded by oncoming headlights at night and actually being able to drive comfortably.
Oh.
Seeing halos versus sharp lights, that's a massive quality of life jump.
It absolutely is. Huge difference. But, gotta stress the timeline here. This isn't an overnight fix. Because it's a natural process, sort of slowly dissolving years of damage, it takes commitment. The study suggests you need at least 3 to 5 months of using the drops every day to see those kinds of results for existing cataracts. Patience is key.
Makes sense. Can't expect to undo decades of rust and sugar in a weekend, right? Now, here's where it gets a bit weird, maybe. If this stuff showed such good results, why is it kind of hard to find? Like, if you go looking online for these specific N-acetylcarnosine drops, they seem strangely absent from the big usual places. Kind of makes you go, doesn't it?
It's perplexing. Yeah. Which kind of pushes us towards prevention, doesn't it? If fixing it later might be tricky logistically, maybe we focus on stopping the damage in the first place.
Right.
We know it's oxidation and glycation. So what lifestyle stuff is cranking up that rust and sugar problem right now?
Right. What can you, listening right now, actually control? Besides the obvious, like managing diabetes, what food choices are making things worse faster?
Well, it's mostly the usual suspects, unfortunately. Poor diet, lots of processed junk food, unnecessary steroid use we mentioned. But the research really highlights certain processed seed oils. They seem to be particularly bad for generating that oxidative stress, the rust, that damages the crystallin.
Seed oils. Okay, so avoiding those is like step 1 for protecting that old protein.
Pretty much top of the list, yeah.
So if we're ditching the bad stuff, what should we be adding? What's the anti-rust, anti-sugar coating grocery list look like?
You want foods packed with the right kinds of antioxidants. Things like onions, they're rich in quercetin. Egg yolks are good. Leafy green vegetables, obviously. And maybe surprisingly for some, grass-fed red meat. It provides key stuff the body needs to make its own powerful antioxidants.
Okay. And vitamins. I feel like vitamins have to be in here somewhere. Vitamin A for eyes, right?
Absolutely. Vitamin A is crucial. And the best sources are still things like cod liver oil and grass-fed liver if you're adventurous. They have the form your body can actually use easily. And don't forget the B vitamins, specifically B6, B2, that's riboflavin and folate. They're really important here.
Why those B vitamins in particular? What do they do for the eye?
Well, B2, riboflavin, is essential for recycling glutathione. Glutathione is like the body's master antioxidant, and it works right there inside the lens. And B6 and folate, they help manage something called homocysteine. High levels of that are linked to vascular damage and just poor maintenance in the eye generally. So basically, you're giving your body the tools it needs to keep its own internal anti-rust system running smoothly.
Okay, putting it all together then, what's the big takeaway for someone listening?
I think the main thing is empowerment. Knowing that cataracts maybe aren't just an inevitable part of aging you have to accept. We've talked about potential alternative solutions like these NAC drops that seem to target the root cause, that oxidation and glycation, and apparently with minimal side effects. So there's potential there for actual repair and definitely for powerful prevention.
Definitely food for thought. So considering that ancient irreplaceable protein is still hanging in there in your lens, are you maybe investing in its long-term survival? Or are you kind of just handing it a sugar-coated eviction notice with every dodgy meal? Something to think about next time you're staring into the fridge. Thanks for diving deep with us today.